right, time to take a look at the Marikito New World mask. Okay. So I like the chrome accents on here. It makes it look very neat. I really like, it almost looks like you could plug into that. Maybe you can't plug into that, I'm not really sure. But yeah, all the accents on here look very, very neat. So on the back we got this band with some padding. And then on the inside we got lots and lots of padding with mesh grates. And it looks like that will reach just underneath the visor area. We also got some holes there in the bottom. So probably going to be about as breathable as, say, a welding helmet. On the side we got some buckles. And it looks like we can pull these to kind of disengage them. And although we can kind of spin them out, it doesn't actually release anything. So it's still bolted together. So this is just for looks and for aesthetics. But it is still pretty cool looking. And it's neat that it is actually a functional thing instead of just like a thing that's molded to look like a clip. And then we got a carabiner here. It's actually a real carabiner. That's kind of cool. So we could put a strap on here if we wanted to and strap something to it. And then this, it looks kind of like a bicycle light. And we got our charging port right there on the bottom. Cool. So same thing on both sides. And then in this bag, oh, so it's an anti-fogging wipe, so if you're getting any kind of fog, you can use that. It's actually a pretty cool idea. Ooh, okay. This is one of the things, because this doesn't really have a back to it, and because your head can be shaped differently than many other different people, this is kind of a mask that you can put over the back of your head, just to really sell the appearance of this thing. So, very cool they included that. We also have a tether, and we got a couple of USB cables. So these are both USB-A to micro USB. And then we got instructions for those lights. Okay, and then these are, I'm not really sure you'd call this the antennas, I guess. So if you want to, you could use it just like this, or we could take these and stick those on. Now the coolest part of this helmet is that right here, it's hard to see, but on the upper side, I guess you can't really see it in there either, but there is an LED strip right there. So our plug is right here, and this little controller is going to plug into that. So we got this plug for the mask, and then this plug is for charging. I got that plugged in, so now I'm going to press this button to power it on. Wow. That actually looks really good. And RGB. That's pretty cool. So to put these on, we can actually kind of choose how we want to do it. So we could have a much closer stance if we want, or we could have a slightly wider stance. I think this is the most common, so I'm probably going to do it just like that. So there's 2 bolts right here. I'm going to attach it to the outer one. They actually have the inner bolt as being a little bit longer, so I'm just going to undo that. This is a 3mm Allen. I got the Allen with a washer and then the nut on the back. And I'm going to move the shorter bolt and put that one on the inside position. So now we can kind of test fit these guys. So I'm going to have it basically like that. Yeah, it's going to look pretty good, I think. And there is some 3M adhesive strips on the back, so we were going to stick that on as our final thing, but we just want to make sure that everything fits together the way that we want it before we do that. Yeah, so it's going to look something like that. So there we go. That is the wide stance option. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. This looks a little bulkier, I think, going that route. So now for the part where we got to be a little bit more careful. Take all these off. We don't want to stick it on and then pull it off and stick it on and pull it off. We want to do it all in one go. And if you really want to be careful about it, you could actually rub this thing down with some isopropyl alcohol, but I'm not going to go that far. There we go. So I'm trying to line up this curve right here just to try to make that even. There we go. And then just press it down. And we also want to be careful that we don't just tighten it up too much because we could crack that plastic. We don't want to do that. Okay, that's pretty cool. So let's do the other one. Cool. So yeah, that is pretty neat looking. All right, so I got my balaclava. There we go. Pretty cool. And if you got a collared shirt, that can really help to sell it, or at least something where the bottom of it will get tucked in. That's pretty cool. Now if I want to change the display, I can just press that button again, just a quick press. I got all kinds of different animations. They also have an app to where you can go through and you can kind of make whatever the heck you want to on it. So it's really cool that they got that option on there. That's not really something I'm going to get into, but the fact of the matter is if you want to get super creative with this thing, you can definitely do that. kind of cute. Dollars. Cool. Yeah, so that thing's pretty awesome.